back in the land of the extremely oops thing where I'm trying to attack Sardinia and there's suddenly a Crimean revolt. Now at the moment the Crimean revolt is quite spread out. Thank you for saying I have a dangerous set of factions. Right, yes, now everywhere is dangerous because... so... our available options are... surrender and lose Anatolia. I mean Anatolia? No, I lose Crimea. Surrender and lose Crimea.
Probably keep Anatolia.
Yes. Right.
Mr. Ben, if I choose international shipping postage, the options are flat, same cost to all buyers, and no international postage. Seems a bit weird. Does it mean same to me and then they pay more or something?
So this says, before you get started, make sure your account is opted in at the Global Shipping Programme Preferences page.
Ooh.
So I think you probably want to actually go to the help thing for this yourself so that you can find that link.
So where is this help page?
So the...
I found the Global Shipping Programme help page.
Help and contact. And then, well, it's under shipping for sellers apparently.
Help and Global Shipping Programme, like that, state. Okay.
So, right, yes, so Sardinia are heading towards my capital. I could mostly ignore Sardinia for a bit and stick my guys back on ship and try and knock off some quick victories against the rather disparate bits of the revolt that I've got.
So what's your war score against Sardinia?
9%.
So you can probably white peace that if you need to.
It's true. And if I surrender, because I started the war,
it's nearly a bit expensive.
it's... yeah. I mean, that is a problem if I hire troops.
So what does a white peace cost you?
Just prestige.
Right, okay. So would he accept a white peace at the moment?
She. No.
Okay, so you would need to get
A bit more war score.
Right, I'm going to tick that box.
Thing is, I probably need to hire troops. Let's bring you lot
Just
into
in case it just says post to UK. Let's try it again.
Yes, I think I have never turned it on from the selling side because
I have ticked the box that says sell internationally for the global shipping program.
So,
You're left reading the instructions.
good grief. The connection there is extremely made of stones. Okay, so he'd like to appoint me as marshal.
Well, that'd be excellent. You've managed to get yourself elected as the next.
That's true.
Emperor.
That's true. Let's accept that. Let's just check what my intrigue is.
You just happen to be trying to kill your own emperor
Anyway.
Because everyone in this place is in the middle of a plot to kill you.
That's pretty much. Hang on, let's just go and have a look at.
It's not currently the most popular candidate.
No. Okay, that makes very little sense in that view. Anyway, right, so okay, that's their fleet. So at the moment I'm moving my fleet in there to probably pick them up and go and fight someone over here. I'm not quite sure who. I mean, I could stop here and pick this lot off. Or sail over here and try and pick this lot off in North Anatolia. Maybe do a bit of light besieging so that they don't occupy all their own territory, which is of course a big boost for them. Or will be very shortly. Maybe.
Hello? Hang on, I will check, hang on.
So, sorry for the unscheduled interruption. So, as I say, current plan is to come over here, maybe attack this lot, and maybe try and cut that lot off before they join this lot over here. We can, of course, maybe hire some people to help with that. That lot are going to go and be besieging my capital, but, of course, I can ultimately surrender. So I think we unpause and let the ships arrive. Let's embark you lot. Let's do that. Actually, that's probably a silly thing to do. Let's wait for the ships to get a bit closer. Right. How many troops do I have now? Right. Yes, right. However, if I'm lucky, some of the rebels will fight some of the other rebels.
Well, they don't want incompatible things, though.
It's
annoyingly.
true.
I mean, so they don't have any good reason to fight one another. They want to tear your two kingdoms apart and give them to two different people.
Yes. Okay, he's not terrible there.
What he'll inherit is another matter.
Won't be this big. Oh, so they're going back that way. Actually. Okay, I am going to accept my liege's instructions to not plot against him. On the grounds that I don't think I can cope with him being...
That has disabled the plot and it hasn't...
Yeah. Okay, so you're going to like here, are you? Right, in that case, let's send you lot over there. Adrianopolis. Pause. Where's Adrianopolis?
Oh, I'm confused.
Excellent. So,
We done 2 crosswords today.
no, done one. We did.
Yeah, I thought we did the cryptic.
No, we did the cryptic.
Yeah, I know we did the cryptic. I thought we did the cryptic at lunchtime for some reason.
No,
Okay.
you thought about it, but I was doing stuff.
Okay, sleep. Fine.
Excellent. I think my plan is to win that fight, go up there, and try and attack that army, which has a small numerical advantage, but I think I probably have better commanders. Pause.
You might want to try to time your meeting with them to have you in a defensive position in the mountainous province.
Well, that would be nice, but
This
is mostly
not going to try
step.
to sort that. Wouldn't suggest trying to work that out now. Rather, when you're getting close together, you might
Yes.
you might find it helpful to
Indeed.
be paying attention and stop moving
this is
to
certainly
lure them into a
this sort of vague
advantageous
plan.
position.
At least I'll try to.
Like even getting the river crossing penalty might be enough to tip this in their favour.
Indeed. Just to check that. Let's actually put emptiness in there. That's farmlands, that's plains.
Right. So no, they've already crossed the river, so I
And-
don't think it makes much difference.
No. It's going to make no difference there.
Ooh. They split off a bit. Oh, that's the one you've already defeated.
Yes,
Okay, that's not a bad start.
it's true.
I think you should defeat their centre before they defeat your right.
I hope.
And then don't join in on that. Oh, okay, maybe you can join in on that side. Ooh, that's better than I was expecting.
That did, didn't it?
I mean, I was kind of hoping for a win, but I wasn't expecting quite that bit of a win.
I'm just worried about those 3,000 down in the bottom left corner,
That's a bit of a problem.
which is a bit of a problem.
I will be trying to come up then from behind to pick off the 540. I would be inclined first actually to check, will you take a white piece now? You know. We're not going to insist on a victory yet. No.
No. We'll just check the other one as well. So I should probably march down here and see where everyone is when I get there. I should probably take them on anyway because I do not want them joining up here. Because then they have 6,000 troops and it's all in the mountains. Which is a disaster. Just let's scroll right a bit. Okay. They're still... Okay, that's not what I wanted to click on. Okay. No, so that lot or that one, and that's harder. So let's actually, in fact, go back up there and try and take that lot on. Let's go up there. And at least on the right side of the... whatever that river is. Dnieper? No, Danube? No, something.
Most across the river now.
Yeah. Where the hell are they going?
So the fleeing army has a smallish one unfleed, not fleeing with it. Okay, they're coming down to meet you. You're getting a river crossing penalty there.
They're getting the river crossing penalty there.
Oh, so they are, yes. Oh, because you arrived first. Oh, they decided not to move now. You might have a terrain problem if you keep going.
No, it's plains.
Okay. So it's not the river.
I will check that there isn't a river crossing penalty there by the time I get there.
The river crossing penalty against that lot is probably not a serious problem.
Yeah, that's true, it is, and that's okay.
I would be reluctant to fight them in the mountains.
Well, yes, but we're not in mountains, we're in the plains. So...
very unbalanced, but you could have all right last time. You smash their centre
yes.
very quickly, and then your centre can keep a flank.
All of my flanks can outflank the everything. Trixie hobbitses. Right. Okay.
Where is it? You will want these now.
No.
But you haven't won.
Oh, well, my boss has won one of his wars. move over there and see if I can besiege something back. And also check if I can.
Is that helpful? I think that's got your enforcement mark, but not going to get that. No, still not.
No.
So is some of your war score due to them having all of their holdings? No.
At the moment, no, but I seem to remember that that they do eventually will get a bonus for that. It takes a little while for that to happen with revolt wars, but it does happen eventually. Let's briefly swap you out for a siege leader. Given us 20% more score. Right, so
Foolishly believed.
they're there in the steppe, so can I?
Expect you're going to be crossing the river however you get into.
Whoops, let's unselect that. Let's go that way, because that's a straight crossing and that's always more expensive. Let's swap you out for the that is the right revolt war to go after. I mean, I'm not forgetting that at some point I can hire people, but of course, because my capital is currently occupied, people could turn up anywhere. Okay, why is he my heir? And can we, for the love of God, find anyone better than him? Just check that is step. Good. A little bit of that left over there, a small bit of them over there. So, right, yes, that other one is the much bigger danger at the moment. Let's see if right there. Right. Oh, thank you for saying there's dangerous factions. Elective succession in Crimea. Well, I mean,
That one we might just give in to.
that one is not my... I'm not worried.
Then explain to the others that if they want their favoured candidate to get the throne, they can do so by democratic-ish means.
That's the one. Oops, I probably have the wrong person in charge there. Right. Commander. Get in better commanders now that I'm not.
Ooh, apparently I refused to post to Haiti, Liberia, Turkmenistan, Mauritius, Sierra Leone and Venezuela.
That's nice, dear. I think my flank is going to explode, but hopefully their centre is going to go any second now. Yeah. Okay, it's got all of their flanks on the run. I have a small problem that I'm losing against Sardinia and they won't take a white piece.
So we really haven't already won.
So, pause, where pause. So their other army is over here. So I suspect I should. And they have an army there.
So it's moving, so you can probably intercept it somewhere that isn't full of Sardinians.
That's the one.
Unless, of course, you feel like giving the Sardinians a quick smashing, but is that mountainous down there?
Yeah, my capital is Mountainous.
So, yes.
So where are you not going? You're going to Greece. Okay, he will get a defensive bonus from hills. Ooh, let's also do a quick auto balance. That is not an auto balance on my unit, that is a
I
state.
think the over strong centre was a better plan.
I think that's a reasonable balance.
So they're currently getting a defensive bonus from the hills?
Yeah. Problem is, there's no way they're going to come and get me on the plane, because this is plains, and they're not going to come and get me.
And it depends what they're planning to do with those troops, because they're not doing any good in those hills.
It's true, but they're currently sitting down, so...
They're splitting in half. Sadly.
No, some of that is the fleeing one passing underneath the unfleeing one.
Well, this is going like it usually goes.
Centre is squished.
So the role of your flanks is to hold their flanks at bay until your centre is available.
That's the one. Pause. Yep. By kicking them out, I'm now getting a bonus for controlling Crimea. So I'm now getting ticking war score for existing. Right, let's see. Right. Right, so I think we should probably... Let's head back over there. Let's head back over there. There will still be a river crossing, but it won't be a big river crossing. Get over there. I may have to abandon Anatolia, which will be particularly galling since I can manage to actually hold off the entirety of the Byzantine Empire to get that to go in the first place.
Will you want to go for a walk?
I don't know. I'm quite stiff, so maybe not. Oh, yes. Could we sort out a stamp for that thing? And house accounting thereof.
Yes, could we not get the stamp?
There's probably some second class ones in here if you want, or some first class ones. Do you have an opinion?
Probably second class.
So it goes as far as Churchill. Fourth class will do.
It doesn't exist anymore. But I think there are only ever were 2 classes of post.
The important distinction is, do you need it sorted overnight? So there's not much point in slowing things down more than one night. What if there wasn't then second class post would be done.
So, okay.
You have on the second draft
Thank you. So they're going that way.
What second class slips cost these days?
I don't know. I will check. I think they are 66p.
Right, okay. So we'll go there. We should get there before they besiege that place. Maybe. Looks like a small place. And I'm full of organisation. It's going to take a little while to get there. Yeah. Centre squashed. Thank
Someone sent a
AIDS.
little army over to give you a friendly Oh.
Yes, unfortunately the other revolt.
I'm sure you can spare them a moment.
I could probably spare that lot a moment, yes.
It would be impolite given how far they've walked.
True.
Let them go past.
Let's go to Odessa instead. Let's just check that. So what do I get for enforcing demands? Not actually a lot. And they still won't go for white peace.
So the message has changed now. Oh, you might have slightly more troops, I think.
Yes.
You have 408 unraised vassal troops.
Yeah. I probably can't actually raise them though.
I wouldn't be surprised when you can raise those and the Ragusan ones.
Where the bloody hell have those lot turned up? They're over there.
Might want to worry about those 1,400 troops of some enemy of yours.
Yeah, but they're going in a very different direction.
Oh yes, yes, that's the shield on the left.
Yeah, so they're heading that way. Oh, they're buggering off. Right, fine. I'm not going to chase after them. I'm going to go and besiege some of the Crimean revolt back, since they won't bloody give up. Right, is that holding? Right. At some point I probably need to do something about Sardinia, who've ganged up with the Crimean revolt. almost tempting to send those in to fight that lot. But probably I shouldn't. I should, however, watch out for that lot running into people over here. There. What's my war score? 50% war score. Come on. Right, they will take a white piece.
I don't think there's any reason to go beyond white piece because it just changes.
He gets prestige.
Move around.
Yeah. That's worth doing anyway because that's the opposition.
When you did your touring of the southwest, getting train stations and things, did you get Dartmouth?
No,
It has no platforms and no trains go to it.
I never have. I think we last considered that it wasn't a railway station. The trains are kind of an important feature.
It's called Dartmouth Railway Station.
So, right, what are we doing here?
We did go to Kingswear, which is the other side of the estuary.
Right, and that is a station?
Yes, and has trains. But, no, we did not cross the ferry to Dartmouth.
So,
Have you now got a huge bunch of unraised troops?
that's just what I'm about to check.
Some.
Slightly. Those are very small numbers though, which makes them difficult to get together. And what I can do, of course, is get people together over there. You'll need to get back to the sea, and then I can raise you again. So, so the good news is that there aren't so many troops over there. Bad news is they're still sitting in my capital. Other bad news is I'm steadily losing money, though as my troops die that's getting less of a problem, and also my income's coming back a bit. So the question is, do I try and sort out the Sardinian War? What do I do about this lot? Because for that lot, I pretty much have to hire troops.
So,
I'm going to let time run until they're like all in the right place and I can think about sticking them in a boat.
no, that's it, wasn't it? I think. I'm wondering if you can engage in some scenes.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you can create some titles,
Okay.
do they include any duchies whose de jure territory is inside Anatolia?
No, Etelkiel's is over here.
No. Oh well.
Yeah.
My plan was, the claim is for the crown of Anatolia, but if you hold the subsidiary duchies, you probably get to keep control over the counts underneath them and the land, giving
yes.
your new king of Anatolia very little actual territory for his trouble or her trouble. But
So, okay. Right, they've got all their armies together. Right, I think I'll glue you lot together. Stick you on a ship. Send you lot to Trebizond. I'm going to go and see if I can kick Sardinia out of there, because they've suffered quite a lot of attrition. But also they may be leaving, admittedly, almost everything around here is mountains. But I do have nearly the right number of people. Do kind of need to avoid this army, but well, they are heading towards the Acropolis. Oh, they are heading east. Ooh. Okay. You could put the stuff into a pot and not put the big purple thing in. They're going somewhere else, which is good. Okay, see. Right, yes. Time does not move when you're paused. Glue you all together, and let's go and say hello to Sardinia. Just briefly have a look. Okay, it is Pelagia, but I am second. That's not an unreasonable place to be. Can I avoid a river crossing penalty? Not really. Ah. I'm not available to lead my troops because
You're busy leading troops for the...
I'm busy leading troops for the Byzantine Empire.
That's the trade-off for having the hope of being elected as emperor.
Is
Is that while you are hoping, you get
yes.
to help with his orders.
I'm probably training troops in Dyrrhachion. Yeah, Dorilaon rather, sorry. Oops. So the downside is they have 2 strong flanks. The upside is I have a much bigger centre than they do. The downside is this is all mountains.
So your advantage in the centre is taking rather longer to...
Kick in. Yes. But the centre has now cracked. Unfortunately, some other buggers turned up, whoever the hell they are. Oh right, they are in fact allies. Bollocks. How terribly inconvenient. Hire troops?
You're not actually that poor. So...
Question is, do I just hire a big lot and hope that I can take that lot on? Or hire a medium-sized lot, which are cheaper? And hope-
So, I mean, yes, a big lot, but you should be able to take them on, at least if you can avoid them actually being in mountains when you meet them.
Can't.
Or rather, no, I think you can. But I think you could just start besiege. Oh, it's going to take time that way.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel you want to besiege back things, but the problem is you can't. They then get to control the timing.
Yeah.
Well, probably. So,
What was it?
I'm just thinking about the numbers,
Yeah.
which is only about 6 months.
Yes. Whereas that lot get me a lot more.
Yes, get you a lot more time.
Yes. Tricksy hobbitses.
Horse archers are, and admittedly, well, the thing is, if you can get yourself in a defensive position in the mountains, you're going to win anyway, I suppose.
Yeah.
So it doesn't much matter what you have. It doesn't much matter how good your things are in a defensive position in the mountains, because you will be. Well, yes. The thing is, horse archers don't get a defensive bonus in the mountains.
Right.
Archers and light infantry are the best things to have in mountains.
So actually, then the 2,400 are probably more use to me.
So those would probably, yes, those would be a better one than the ones below them. I think in a mountain fight, you still ideally that, but they are advantageous in a defensive position. But nonetheless, yes, the horse archers gave you nothing in mountains, whereas these gave you something.
I think if I can arrange to be defensive.
They are also a fair quantity of horse archers, come to think of it.
They've got some, and some heavy cavalry, but they're mostly light infantry.
Yeah, yes.
Right, let's... Unfortunately, all of my speed boots people are in there. Let's...
I wouldn't expect you're going to win that battle.
Do I pull out now?
Well, it's going to make no difference. You're going to lose it very shortly. I mean, unless you can actually get control where they go reliably.
Well, let's try. Eep, that was a bit squashy.
Well, that's because most of your flanks are clean now. So that has killed quite a lot of people, yes.
See. Downside is that has given them a huge advantage in war score, but so the question is okay, right now stick some of the speed boots in charge to at least get them together quicker. Then we have a strategic decision to make. Which is, which war do we go for? I don't currently have a good answer for that. Yeah, that was a big battle to lose. Let's glue together.
So you have got a lot more morale than them.
Yes.
And also
a numerical advantage. Let's see. So Helgi, Antinous, and currently we have Igor. Probably don't want defender, do we? No. No, I think we'll keep our siege leader. At least this way they only get a mountain bonus, they don't get a river crossing bonus. We don't get a river crossing malus as well. I've got some pretty good commanders there now. So sort of. Right. That's not like it. So that was a much bigger loss for me than it was a win for them. Right. I probably want to win my stuff back, or do I go and try and take this lot on? The problem is they're in mountains.
Yeah, you can't do the same thing against them without hiring even more troops, and you haven't got money for that. Well, you probably haven't got money for that.
Well, not by the time I've paid the troops for this lot. Hang on. Oh, we've got a siege leader in there. Don't need to worry about
So I am just wondering about.
Do I ship my troops
How
to
long does it take to get your troops from here to?
Sardinia?
Well, I was thinking no, Crimea to the revolt army. And what happens if you hire another 2,400 troops, pile them onto, get them over to meet the other revolt as fast as possible, and then dismiss them before you run out of money?
Trixie.
You've got about 2 months worth of money, maybe, if you're lucky.
I don't think you can cross all these mountains in 2 months.
Yeah. Yes, I mean, I think that it is indeed. Too far to get your hired troops, sadly.
Because apart from anything else, I can't even do a trick of sailing them there, which would be quicker because it takes so bloody long to walk to and from the coast. So at the moment I've won the battle, so eventually this lot are going to want to come and attack me. So actually at the moment I'm better off sitting there until they come and try and attack me at the moment. At least sitting there and besieging this lot back. Anyway. Ooh. I just inherited Cappadocia.
Run away! Right, now we can time how long it takes.
So it is 16th of October. I
guess it would take more than 2 months.
I have an organiser in charge, so it is maximally speedy. Okay. We can have the theme of Cappadocia.
You'd only just inherited it anyway.
I'd only just inherited it anyway.
And you borrowed its troops.
I've borrowed its troops. I'm surprised they haven't disappeared yet, but whatever. And it was worth fighting the Byzantine Empire for, Anatolia. It was not worth fighting him over Cappadocia, although he might just try and nibble away all of my holdings here. Right, okay, given that it's like nearly a month has passed and
haven't got out
they
of the
still haven't
first
got out of their
county.
first county. I think I was completely 100% correct in asserting that Anatolia was going to take more than 2 months. Can't raise those because they're somewhere there's a hostile army wherever they are.
You've really raised the city of Tbilisi now? Or is it, oh no, because you don't actually control Tbilisi yet.
It's fine. Yeah, I can probably raise that lot now.
I think you can't because it's currently.
Oh, yeah.
Abydos there. Do you think of Abydos as inheriting the Duchy of Abydos and other titles? And do you other things of Abydos?
Right. Unfortunately, then I can't raise the levy.
I think that's because you have some of them
Raised already,
because
yes.
You have a lot of them. No, you have. I don't quite know what all those numbers mean. Oh well.
This thing has numbers on it. Yeah, but there are some circumstances where it's very hard to raise things. So we're now more than 2 months later.
Yeah.
At least we now have some data for how long we need to be able to support people for. Viz for bloody ever. Still can't raise that liege levy. Right. It's 16th of January. Still can't. They're still not there. It might be there by February. Let's let time tick a little bit faster, since it's not absolute crisis all the time now. Although I might still lose Anatolia, because I don't really know what to do about Anatolia, except hope that the timing works out. Right, so 16th of February, so it took almost exactly 4 months to get over here. And it turns out we've besieged everywhere in Anatolia back, so...
You might not be able to raise the troops from...
I did try. Well, let's just try. I can't raise anyone else. So, I think what I should do next is... Options are besieging back some of Crimea, getting on a ship and going and trying to actually claim the rest of Sardinia. The advantages of trying to claim back this thing is I might manage to lure them into a fight, but they're probably not that stupid.
Sometimes I don't know.
I mean, the thing here is I probably have more or less enough troops of my own, particularly if I win some more bits back, to take on
Yes.
that lot.
Yeah, I think you probably want to march it over there.
And I could survive 26 months at this month at the current rate of burn. bit more than that, but not much. The gap between me and Princess Pelagia is slowly narrowing. Dangerous factions, Gavelkind succession. Well, if you want to introduce Gavelkind succession, we can do, but I don't think that's my biggest problem. And of course my army is reinforcing, which is quite nice at the moment. Right, so Mr. Bond, how are my children coming along? Oh, here, he's currently imprisoned. Wow. One day I may win a war and get him back. Ooh, speaking of which, are there any prisoners we can ransom? He's my vassal, so if I release him, he'll probably like me more. That gets me 7 more months of army, which is not to be sneezed at. That's not seizing that sellotape, I can tell. East, shove you down the coast a bit so that you're available to be picked up if... Right. Okay, so you lot are going over there. Well, since you happen to be there, I'm going to go and fight you lot. Right. That has got that war down to a mere -3. My battle is almost positive again. They'd stopped their retreat and just were walking past here, so... Well...
I happen to have an army of 4,500 troops kicking around.
Let's do something with that. Let's switch out some thingy here. Oh no, hang on, I probably, in fact... no, I've got Igor already. After. Ooh, and we're still reinforcing. Good. Let's unpause, because nothing happens when things are paused. Who knew? everything around here is mountainous. There are a few places that, but almost everywhere that's actually Crimean is mountainous. But of course, they're going to be capped on war score. And they're going to need to win a fight with me at some point. Go on, toddle all the way back over there. Where, you have barely more than the garrison size. It'll take you forever to get that done.
If they're fairly bigger than your garrison, maybe we're putting some effort into increasing the size of your garrison.
Maybe worth what?
Putting some effort into increasing the size of your garrison so that they are no longer there anymore.
Well, I can't do that because I'd need to build more stuff.
Right, you've got, okay.
I'm
you already have everything you can.
I'm already as tricked out as I can be. Until I, get some more technology. Which I can't afford. In fact, I can't afford anything good at the moment. Right, so there we are.
Might be worth, if they look like going to your capital, it may be worth sending your marshal there to train troops. Levy size plus 2.5% per skill point.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not saying you should do that right now. It was that if they start heading that way.
Well, they are. Slowly but steadily. Right.
They're not now.
At the moment, it looks like the revolt are losing troops faster than I am. You're not all heading off to Ankara. Well, I'm going to head off to Sardis. Oh wow, they're suffering from quite a lot of thing. Ah, but that lot are going to join them there. Uh-oh. Right. Damn it, I should have fought that lot in that mountainous province, even though it wasn't an obvious win. Bollocks. Okay, I think plan, I don't know, like F or something, is to besiege this lot back to give myself a bit of a buffer. Ship myself over to Sardinia and try and do some besieging in Sardinia. I think. I'm not completely sure about this, but it's probably worth a go. Or I go, oh look, they've split up. Right, they're heading off that way, so I win this siege. I pause. And I'll go and attack them in the mountains. So they're heading back to Nissa. That's fine. Right, at this point I'm going to lose 5 prestige rather than losing 7 gold.
Is that also?
There was a diplomat going past. I'm slightly worried that this lot are going to come up and help them. I know they're not few. Right. Right. Well, I won that, but that was a bit expensive. Although on the plus side, my hired armies are now quite cheap. So, will they take a white piece? Not yet. Right, you are a random kinsman. We need to. Right, let's read the Confessions of St. Augustine. This is probably a terrible idea. But I've gained 2 learning. Woohoo! I have fulfilled the ambition to improve my learning. Right, my available ambitions are to become a paragon of virtue. Okay, let's try and become a paragon of virtue. Don't think this is going to happen somehow. Okay. But not trying to get together again. I have a new heir. My son, age 7. Oh! I've become Byzantine Emperor again.
Right.
Well, okay. I've become Byzantine Emperor and I have no fucking money. This is a problem. Because my cunning plan, if you may remember it, was to create myself another kingdom if I ever became Byzantine Emperor again. But
Sadly,
I don't.
I think you're going to have to use your being Byzantine Emperor
to squash
revolt and get Sardinia.
Yes. Right. Okay. Right. great Basileus Pythagoras of the Byzantine Empire is dead. Maybe he's in heaven in the company of the saints and God, or maybe in hell in the company of Satan. I vote for the latter. I mean, he did declare war on me. Well, okay, he did try to revoke my title, technically. But
he declared war on him.
I said I'd declare independence. He then declared war on me.
I think you.
I know I raised my flag in... Yeah, okay, I raised my flag in red. Anyway, I don't like him very much. But here on this land, I must decide on how to honour him. His body may be put to rest, right? I can't afford to lose 100 gold or 50. Right, I think... let's do that. It's the least terrible of my options. I have a vassal limit problem.
It's only a small vassal limit problem, though.
It's only a small vassal limit problem. I just have a bunch of problems at the moment. Right. So, I needed to nominate a successor.
But that will change once you've got your...
once I've got my
Commander
cabinet in
in
place.
So I would say don't try to... Give it a little while before you attempt to nominate a successor.
So, Protostrator I want in particular...
So if any one of your dynasty is good.
Or at least not totally incompetent.
Getting to die is Samuel. Oh no, so yes, it's Protostrator.
Is Protostrator, yes, it's just that he'd also...
You don't want him to be Byzantine Emperor.
He would be hilarious, but also, oh my god, what a disaster. But right, I think we appoint him as Protostrator. On the grounds that this is a thing. Right, Magistros. Right, well, I think it would be nice to have someone who liked me, but he's so much more competent than the next person. Mysticos. My wife is still the best. Okay. Right. Let's go and look at factions. Nothing particularly worrisome there at the moment. So... also, woohoo! I have some troops.
Yes, I mean...
This is going to solve some problems.
You can probably send those mercenaries home.
Let's send those mercenaries home. My position seems to have vanished off the map, but I'm sure that's a temporary weird thing,
yes.
and they'll be back.
Again, it's probably worth waiting a few days for everything to reorganise itself.
But I dismiss the mercenaries now because they cost money. I
On
think.
the grounds that you're pretty confident you can find them. And if you can't, raise the Varangian Guard because they're cheap.
Also, I've got 19,000 vassal troops at my disposal. Not a problem right now. Right, let's dismiss you lot. And I can raise the Varangian Guard, as you say, because they're extremely cheap.
Because they're your vassal.
Because they're my vassals. Okay. Right, so let us now contemplate this. Right, let's go and look at my vassals. Order them by... Right, okay. Right. That's cheered her up a lot just by transferring some vassals around. That's also solved my vassal problem. You'd like the Kingdom of Anatolia. So where is the Duke of Antioch? Let's put you on my least cheered vassal. You are going to get the the attention of my diplomat. You don't like me because I'm at war with you, well, tough. You'd like the kingdom of Anatolia, also tough. So would you. Yes, well,
Will probably not be a problem shortly.
that's probably the case. I think Captain of the Renegade Guard does not like me. I was going to try and ask him to convert, but of course I can't ask him to convert because he doesn't like me enough. Well, at least I've now got onto the list of vassals that doesn't actually hate me. There are a lot of vassals that have 0 or 1 are liking for me at the moment. I am just checking to see if there's any vassal transference that will, improve their opinion of me a bit. Okay, that's at least done a modicum of vassal fettling. Let's look at the revolt map. Only slightly hindered by the fact that I can't actually remember where most of my empire is, but whatever. Okay, so there's nothing actually very terrible happening there. I think we need to research some military technology because we are quite short of it. But I think we need to collect some taxes. Terribly sorry about that. I'm going to put my Mystikos on technology studying. Ooh. Let's go to Mosul. Let's look at my religion map. Let be researching cultural technology for me. Get over that. Right. Minor titles, right, this is going to take about a week. Right. So, is it Patricios's or Hypatos's or something that also can potentially be candidates for the Empire?
Candidates should only, I think, are Emperor's close family, Emperor's marshal, Emperor's commanders.
Right.
Electors are Emperor councillors, commanders.
Right.
But I think how many votes they get may depend on things. So yes, if you are despot or Caesar, you get 15 extra voting power. If you are a Cora Palates, you get 10 extra voting power. If you are Sebastocrator or Antipatos, you get 5 extra voting power.
Right. Okay.
Hurricane Momenos and Augusta are particularly good for opinion modifiers as is despot.
Unfortunately, I don't have any valid candidates for despot or those two.
Yes, they have quite complicated requirements.
Just engaging in some light vassalaging here. I did think.
The Empire were cheering up as well.
Yes. Basically, sort of anyone below Duke level, I'm not really bothering with cheering up. It's like they're too small to worry about. Okay,
You just point wall.
it's true. What?
Quite limited.
Who can be that? Yes. Excuse me, I might go and fire some commanders. Because commanders don't That doesn't give you a penalty, does it?
No. I mean, it removes the benefit they get from being a commander, but they don't have a revoked honorary title.
Because the problem is, this lot are pretty useless.
Remember, they're also the ones who have votes. I mean, obviously they don't once you fight, but
Yeah. Which is at least slightly better. Right. So, I think I now have everyone in place to do some successor nominations. Oops, hang on. We want to arrange with dynasty, don't we, actually? So, we can nominate Julianus,
you haven't
Raphael.
allowed time to pass yet, so you're still in the list.
Oh, yeah.
So who is that hugely plausible
Plausible
successor?
officer. It's me. I should raise some troops. Probably, shouldn't I?
I mean, I think you should allow enough time to pass for it to be clear what's going on in this war.
Okay.
I mean, like, only a day or two, but
And then I can...
for instance.
Okay. Right. Let's do our successor nomination because
Now you're in a position where I don't know, Gennadios is of the wrong
he's not. Raphael, Count of Rhodes.
might work.
Oh, he's generally got good traits. Let's go with that. Right. You are old enough. Let's arrange your patrol. Right, let's get betrothed to a genius. Oh my god, you are pretty talented. Let's assign guardian. Right. Damn it, I've ended up over my vassal limit again. How have I ended up over the vassal limit?
I don't know, something about how those wars ended.
Did.
Well,
Probably.
yes, I think the revolt evaporated because if nothing else, yes, of course, the person in charge of the revolt will have ended up being the vassal of the empire,
Yes.
and so they were then attempting to be at war with you while also being your vassal, which doesn't work. So they then just became your vassal. Probably. Oh, wait, they were a faction, weren't they?
Yeah.
So they were a temporary title above all of the faction members, and then they lost that temporary title, and so all the faction members popped out again as your vassals.
Right. Okay, that's got me out of immediate danger. It's a bit squashed. Okay, right, so, okay. That's not going to get me very much, so... Right. Right, let's just let a couple more days tick past.
I think it's reasonable to assume that you are not going to be in a position to take on any external wars soon anyway. So,
Are you sure about that? I mean, I do have... this is my one opportunity to do a aggressive war. That's true, I probably do want Rumby. Right, let's see.
And there's all those little things. It looks like none of the claimants there are landed yet.
Let's just check, because I think...
But you've probably got some strong claims kicking around as well. I think your best approach is to look for plausibly sized, conveniently positioned targets.
Right. And remember to go not, and this is important, the Pope. So Serbia is actually quite scary.
Yes, and it's vital.
Right, Serbia is right out. So although it looks like a piddling little thing...
So you mouse over that top right of corner of the screen.
Yeah. Yes, it turns out that Serbia is in fact ginormous. It would be great to get it, but given that it's tribal, but they've not got very much money, and they're probably maxed out at the moment for fighting that war. So they're actually more of a possibility than they look like, because they've already maxed out.
And their troops are probably
all in the east. So I could nip in, get their capital and stuff, and then start nibbling things. So that's not an unreasonable thing. So
you'd probably not try to take the kingdom title, but something a bit smaller.
That's a good point. I should check whether I have any cases spelling. Well, if I have the kingdom title. Oh god, those are all piddly little claims.
Well, but yeah, the county claim
County
might
claim
not be entirely
would
silly.
at least be quick. So they do have money to hire people.
But they're on a pagan, yes, so
Yeah.
there won't be many mercenaries who work for them.
It's true. You, however, probably shouldn't go for a holy war against the Slavs. This would be a bad idea. Let's go and see how Galicia Volhynia is doing right now. Slightly dangerously. Yes. Or maybe not. Might not be a good time for a next war. You never know.
It might be
They
worth,
could raise a fair number.
rather than looking to the pagans,
Try
to
look.
look west at the Italian peninsula. Is that all Lombardy there? Yes, they've got quite a lot of money.
But there's a big right. Do not go to war with the papacy. They are unsubtle and quick to anger.
Right, Lombardy is physically large, but not actually very strong.
Yes. But
So,
all I've got is
mostly picking off
one bit at a time.
What's going on with Corsica?
It's part of Lombardy.
Lombardy's capital is in Corsica.
Yes. And then we're running out of claims against that one. You know what? It's probably a time for consolidation within the empire. Right. So let's just check that I can't create any of these titles. Yeah, I need 323 pounds, 323 money, and I don't have that much. So let's do that. Right. Let's tick time moderately fast while I hope that people are there. Right, so you say you would be a better marshal. Well, technically it's true. Let's try and be a little bit conciliatory and say, what's his face deserves a chance. Okay, he's pretty useless. I'm not ransoning him back. I'd ransom my son back, but... Oh look, everyone's joining the defensive pact against me. Right. On the other hand, my troop numbers are going to raise quite a lot, because... that's good. Right, that's not a great de jure claim to press, nor is that one, nor is that one. Croatia, how is Croatia? Also by terrifying. Ooh, I can hold a grand tournament. Let's not hold a grand tournament, that's very expensive. Let's untick that, because fundamentally I will tick hold a feast and a summer fair and maybe go on a grand hunt, because those are things that might help me a bit. Oh, good grief. Everybody in the Byzantine Empire is plotting to kill everybody else. And everyone's joining the defensive pact for some reason. Which is only going to get worse as my troop levies recover. You know what, I don't think anyone's our friend. That's quick. Okay. Technology we were looking at. Right. Don't ask me again. I don't want you. Right, let's hold a summer fair, which will cost me a bit of money, but is probably worth it for cheering people up. You are my random kin state. Who is currently my heir? That is Prince Raphael of Crimea. Okay, that's good. Right, let's lose 5 gold to the suspicious archer. Okay, fine. Right, my designated regent has snuffed it. So let's out in general principles. I like to appoint a woman, so let's appoint her. It's interesting that I'm the pious and my ambition is to become a paragon of virtue. So I'm not quite sure how I ended up with the label pious. I'm still a bit confused by this.
Yes, you do need at least 1,000 piety for that.
I can only assume that at some point in the past I had 1,000 piety before I, did something. Ooh, dangerous factions. Elective succession in Anatolia. I think I should put my spy master on that. Oh well, some of Lombardy is now part of the Empire because one of my vassals was out there. On the plus side, now I'm Basileus, at least I could lead my own troops again. So, question is... do I rack the realm thing up to medium? I think not. I think I leave it at low, which is after all what I will want. Let's obligate the vassal not to take part in any things. I get 10 piety for killing my horse. Oh, horsey. Right, while we're there. Okay, so in March I can move my... let's hold a feast. Apart from anything else, is the vassal cheering thing. QS elective succession in Anatolia is a problem, but unfortunately I can't do anything about it at the moment. Right, welcome everybody to our feast. It will be festive. It was a good feast, hooray. No, thank you. He's one of my better commanders. Plus side, not going to war is cheering up some of my vassals quite a lot. You know. Ooh. Okay, so now we do actually have a faction problem, which is this one. He is my kinsman, so, you know, there are definitely worse things that can happen. I've forgotten which bloody one it was already. It is Patricius Marcius. So, Mr. Bond, I expect you to go soon. I guess we're pointing you as commander as you're the least disastrous person I can appoint. Okay, so currently there's a faction to replace me with him. So the problem is, because I'm still alive, if I resign to him,
You keep playing your
I keep
current
playing
player,
as my
your
current
character.
character.
On the other hand, you get. On the other hand, you get out of this alive.
I get out of this alive, it's true.
And you
with
get
two
to stick a
kingdoms.
Macrodoukas on the throne.
Let's just... I can't quite afford to create a kingdom title. So close. Otherwise, I would have been extremely tempted to create my third kingdom title and see if I could declare independence. Right. Nice knowing you, everybody. Okay, now I need to sort out these things.
So how long were you Emperor for there?
Not very long.
About a year?
I mean, a while. I was emperor though, you know. I mean, you know, it's not a job with, like, the world's greatest life expectancy. Okay. Bye-bye to the two big great works. Okay. What? Do I join the independence faction? I think I probably do. Although do I? Because there's not many other kingdoms that are there for mopping up. So, how I've got currently 9,000 troops, which is relatively respectable. Although really I could do with waiting for people to cheer up a bit. I don't have very much cash. So let's assume that's what we want to do at this point. Good lord, that is a bit terrible.
You can nominate the Byzantine Emperor.
I can.
You could, yeah. I think it's sort by something useful. Well, yeah, that'll do it. I don't know if that works, but
Crimea is, of course, at the moment magnetic, kinetic, geometry. I might switch that to.
having them both the same might help. I'm not sure.
Let's give it a go.
I don't know if you can then have the same person elected both, but
Well, let's give it a go. Who's the current heir?
they haven't had time to vote on one yet. But it ain't you.
It's not currently me. Let's not yet.
You can always. Right, that didn't go wrong. I mean, it'll probably flap around a bit more with more people.
No, I'm not getting medium crown authority because I'd like to declare war on bits of it. Lose 20 gold, let's lose 5 prestige. I think I can afford that more than I can afford the gold. Okay, right now I'm suddenly down to 5,000 troops. Okay, you're going to war with Doge. Is that a good idea? No, I should go. Let's untick that for the tyrant. Let's hold the feast. Because again, I could do with cheering my vassals up a bit. Right, my current area is useless. Let's send my marshal out to hunt for things. Right, so you want to insist on seniority succession in Crimea. Well, I think my official position is I don't want to think about this, so I'm going to save and stop for the night. The year is 938 and I am still... Oh, I'm Sebastos Jacobus the Pious. So there we go.
938.
938, yes.